Hey everybody, KC3QPJ here. Just a quick update. I haven't forgotten about my channel or my subscribers. I'm just going through a lot of stuff right now. However, I do have a surprise for everybody that is a viewer. I can't explain this any other way, slopping together a Go box. So I don't have anything that I can really put up right now as far as video or anything of that nature, but that will be coming soon. So my Go box is going to be primarily for VHF, UHF. I'll probably use either my Anytone 5888 UV3 or my 578, which my 578 would still give me global communication with the DMR aspect of it, but I'm not really into that. Really, the whole basis of my Go box is going to be for emergency communications and repeater crossband repeat setup. So that's the main focus of this box. Now I will tell you what it will contain. Will contain a removable ground plane, so the antenna can be mounted directly to the box. It will also have a 30 amp hour lithium LiFePO 4 battery. So it's going to give you at least 16 hours, I would estimate, of reliable communication time, depending on your power output of what you're using on that. So I will have a 50-watt radio in there, but it's not going to be used at 50 watts. Probably more like 15 to 20, because with this box I'm trying to use it at higher elevations. So that's going to minimize the amount of power that I have to put out to make any kind of reliable communication. It will have a 32-inch PL239 connection for the ground plane that's on there. It'll be a 32-inch antenna. That way, even with that higher elevation, I'll get a little bit better gain, and then using the crossband function in the radio, it'll make it a little more efficient. That antenna is going to be able to be broken down and used in the box. So everything that I would need to start right up is going to be in the box. It's going to include the antenna, the charger. Now, I had the option of getting a solar charger or a regular LiFePO charger. I just opted for the regular LiFePO 4 charger for now because of stories I've heard about the solar chargers creating noise, and if I have to, I'll buy a power inverter for my pickup truck so that I can charge it while I'm on the road, which I don't think it'll be necessary unless I plan on being out, days on end. But if I'm doing a simple activation, it should be fairly easy enough. I'm going to surround this in a little bit of mystery because it's not going to look the greatest. I'm doing this for myself. But if anybody has any interest, once they've seen what I've done, the quality of work for someone else could be much greater. Right now, I am slopping this thing together. It may not look sloppy via video when we do finally decide to show it, but you're not here in person. So the biggest regards to this are it's going to be functional, heavy duty, weatherproof, and it's going to be a little heavy because I had left it open so that you could put whatever radio you want in there. I am going to eventually add an HF either QRP rig or a full-size rig. I'd rather stick with QRP just to keep the weight down, but if I can get about 20 watts out of an HF radio in there, this thing is going to be absolutely spot on perfect for whatever needs you may have. The Xiegu G90 or the 2600 would be an optimum radio for the setup that I'll show you when I'm done. I do anticipate being done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So this Go box, I will say I've done on a budget, but it's been a really fun ride, even though I've never built one before. I'll show you all the ins and outs, but it'll be a 30 amp hour battery. I will have lights built in just if you want to work in the evenings. I'm going to have a USB light that plugs in. It does have a voltmeter, a 30 amp main switch, and I'm not going to fuse the radio per se, the leads to the radio, but I will have a main breaker built into the box, so if it draws over 30 amps of power, it'll trip that main 30 amp breaker, which I don't think it ever would. Honestly, I think a 20 amp breaker would do just fine, but if you decide to run HF and UHF, VHF all at the same time, it's better to have a lower amperage in there so that you don't go past the limits of what the wiring is capable of. There'll be a power distribution block inside, and just a little bit of goodies. I'm not getting too technical with the build just because, as far as the design, it's pretty doggone technical, and I can't wait to show you guys. Anybody that's joined recently, I know I have not been very active on my channel lately, but I want y'all to understand that I do have a life. I have a full-time job. I'm still trying to get the remodel on this house done. I did have a question for you guys, so if you have any questions or comments for me, what do you think the best way to ground plane the antenna is going to be? Because I am going to be using a 5/8 wave or a half wave mobile antenna. Now, I thought about just cutting a 10-inch by 10-inch piece of stainless steel, which I have available to me, and using that as my ground plane for the box. But if anybody has any other ideas, now that piece of stainless steel will fit in with the box, so everything will be self-contained. The one thing that people may not like for myself, I could care less to use Anderson pole connectors, power pole connectors. But that's just my preference. I know a lot of people love them, but I really enjoy just quick disconnects, spade connectors. They work really well. If you buy a high quality set, you can offset the spade connectors, male and female, on the positive and negative, so you don't confuse the wiring. Same as Anderson power pole. I do use a lot of ring terminals, but everything that I will do will be quick disconnect for myself. It will also have a permanent set of built-in charging lugs so that you can use your solar charger at any time without even having to access the battery. The battery is vented and it's laying flat. So I bought one that was versatile as far as mounting. So overall, right now, without any radios, cost-wise, I'm about $380 in, which isn't too bad. I bought an old military surplus case, which I think was used for the sighting systems for missiles on the Humvees. That's my only guess, based on how it's set up and what I've seen from them before. So, pretty cool box. It's not your average Pelican case type box. It has the room to accommodate two 50-watt radio, a Zygo G90, and a couple handhelds if you want to put those in there. I was thinking about getting handhelds, but I don't really need them right now. But it will have USB type charging in there. It is going to be a USB type A, so whatever USB cable you want to use for your radio, or if you want to convert a charging stand to USB, you'll be able to do that. It'll have two USB charging ports. What I am not adding to this right now is going to be a battery monitoring system. Now, I will add that in the future, but because of being on a budget, this channel is for budget-minded ham radio operators, people that are just starting out. But I'm hoping this will give the average ham that's not like heavy into the hobby, but is curious as to where you can go with it. I'm hoping this piques some interest for you all. So I'm going to keep this short. Today is Sunday, Mother's Day. I stayed home from church today with a pretty bad headache and pretty bad stomach pain. So starting to feel a little better with the headache, but the stomach pain's still there. Not a big deal. Not going to die. I'll be all right. But guys, I just wanted to let you know I haven't given up on the channel. I am starting to look like Santa Claus here by choice. I really like this new look for me. But I hope you all have a good holiday weekend with your families. And I hope to be unveiling my Go Box here in the next 2 weeks. And maybe I'll put some teaser video up there for you guys in a little while. That being said, though, I appreciate you guys tuning in and looking forward to introducing this to you all. It's coming along really well. And if you guys have any ideas or you'd like to contact me and have a build made for you, I will build a box for you based on the parameters of the radios that you have. But you'll have to contact me via email. Just in case you do get interested. It may not pique anybody's interest, but I think I'm going a route that a lot of people haven't gone before. With that said, appreciate y'all tuning in. This is KC3QPJ with Farmhouse Ham Radio 7.3, and I'm QRT.